Bonjour les gars. You know where we are, guys, so let's get into it. So guys, I had a quick look at this video now from Jeremy Fragrance. He's saying he's releasing Date for Men, which is supposed to come out in December, December 31st or something, 1st December, I don't know. But anyway, guys, just a quick review on it. Just looking at the note breakdown, saying that he's going to have juniper, lime, mandarin, and bergamot in the top notes. Mids to base notes is supposed to be vetiver, patchouli, oud, and cardamom. I think we all know he's a big fan of Yves Saint Laurent, La Nuit de l'Homme, and obviously that's a big cardamom fragrance. Also, Dolce & Gabbana The One, cardamom fragrance again. So, I mean, I don't know what to call it. I personally am not particularly a fan of oud fragrances. They're a little bit sometimes heavy for me. I do like Tom Ford's oud. I think I've done a review of that actually. But besides that one, I think that's probably as far as it goes for me. Some people like those fragrances. I don't know if it's going to be a fragrance that's going to focus on oud just being the most prominent note there. But at the same time, it's saying it's got some vetiver, it's got some patchouli in there as well, some cardamom. So who knows, it might balance out. What are your thoughts on it, guys? I see he's also saying that it's going to be a slightly more expensive fragrance. I don't know how that will go down. But at the same time, it's a niche fragrance. Or niche market that he's going for. So I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with that. I just think it's one of those situations where you have to put it out there, see how the market reacts, and then go from there. And I think one thing I'm going to say, guys, and again, who am I in this fragrance community? I'm just giving my review. You see, I got my ironing board in the background. So what does that really mean? You know, it doesn't mean I'm necessarily in a bad position, but at the same time, I'm not where he is. And I can't hate on the guy. There seems to be a lot of hate for this guy. I don't understand why. And a lot of people who are hating, they don't really realize, from what I'm picking up, there's a marketing process that takes place. Yes, he's the front man of the brand, or his own brand in a way, but the perfumer who's making it is not someone to shy away from. Roberto Moreales is the perfumer, and you know, at the end of the day, guys, I mean, we can't deny the guy's work. Both Jeremy and the perfumer. Now, obviously, I'm sure that Jeremy's had some impact to some extent in the perfumery side of things. But at the end of the day, though, guys, you know, there's a team behind him. There's people who are making money off his back as well. And it seems to be, I don't know why there's so much hate. You know, for instance, a lot of maybe this could have been I don't know, marketing issues, or the pricing strategy may need to have changed depending on who he's trying to go for. The level of hate the guy seems to get, I just don't understand it. I personally can't see why, you know, especially in the YouTube, I think this is too easy to thumb down videos just for the sake of it. Equally, I personally don't care about that stuff at the end of the day now, because to me, like everyone else, you know, I want to find a fragrance which I enjoy. I don't believe there is any one fragrance to rule them all personally, and I think there are many fragrances out there for different times. This is seasons, and he's just providing his take on what those fragrances are. So he's got his office, he's got his date, and good for him. Good for him. I don't see there's any issue with bringing out more than one type of fragrance, and he'll probably bring out a line of fragrances. Costing wise, obviously, that's something to deal with the marketing. Depends on what he's trying to do. If he's going to go into high-end stores, which I think that's what they're probably looking to do with their current strategy, I'm sure it'll work. I'm sure they'll get there. But as it stands, and I think he's done a video saying that YouTube ultimately is the key marketing base, because that's where he started off from. And a lot of you guys have followed him. You know, I equally have followed him. He's inspired many of us to look at fragrances, or even buy fragrances based on his recommendations, and equally to watch his channel and take his perspective on what's an appropriate fragrance for the market. But it's just unfortunate when he's trying to promote his own brand, despite all the energy and the positivity that seems to come from him giving reviews of other people's fragrances, maybe more established houses, he seems to get a lot of hate. So I don't know, guys. You let me know in the comment section why that is. I'm not trying to do this for the sake of likes. I'm just doing this for the sake of my own perspective on what that video is saying. Who knows? It could be a fantastic fragrance. You know, I wish the guy all the best in respect of what he's doing. At the same time, there's a lot of haters out there, and there's going to be people who don't like the fragrance. You know, there's people who don't like, for instance, this fragrance, for whatever reason. But that's entirely your decision. No one says you have to like it. No one says you have to buy it. No one says you have to agree with the price point. Depends where you are with your pocket, and obviously where you are in respect of your fragrance journey and where you want to go. So who knows? I don't know necessarily if that's going to be something that for me that would really work. because again, I'm not really into oud fragrances to that extent, that I'd want to spend anything more than £100 on it in the UK. He's saying it's going to be more expensive, and equally, I don't know what's going to happen. He's talking about Kickstarter's going to be up again. Don't know about that necessarily. You got to be careful with that one, I think, because I think a lot of people I've known who've purchased the fragrance were quite unhappy because they were told it was the first batch and everything else, and they may not make any more, and then now you got buy one get one free and everything else like that. So some people did say they felt a little bit duped from that, which is a shame. It's a shame. I think you've got to start somewhere. Everyone's got to start somewhere. Somebody mentioned in one of the comments about Mr. Smelly. He's got something out as well. I don't even know what his one is not even called. But nonetheless, I mean, you've got to start somewhere in this game, guys. And this is the fragrance game. So I don't see what the problem is. Let's have a quick look what it's called. Don't know if it's called anything there. But yeah, I'm not even going to bother finding it. Guys, if you can find it for me, by all means, just let me know what that one's called. What are your thoughts, guys? Would you be purchasing this new fragrance from German Fragrance, or do you think you're going to just leave it and wait and see what happens? But I would say, guys, with any of these fragrances that are coming out, because a lot of YouTubers are going to do it, who knows, maybe one day I'll do this myself. Give the guy a chance, give the fragrance a chance, at least try and get a decant of it before you're just too quick to criticize just because you may not like the person's personality or something like that, when the fragrance could actually be a genuinely good fragrance. It's just that you happen to see the face behind it now compared to Coco Chanel, who died so many years ago. So guys, and again, even just knowing her background, not going to say much more on that, guys. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Ciao.